Well, everyone, we just got these new iPhones, the iPhone 12s, the 12 Pros. I got them in house. We're going to go ahead and compare it to its predecessor, the iPhone 11 Pro. This is obviously the iPhone 12 Pro on my left. Now, this video is going to be 50,000 minutes long, obviously unscripted. I have the spec sheet in front of me, so I'll just talk exactly what I think like. And I am going to be switching to the iPhone 12 Pro, so I'll have like full reviews and everything on it very soon. Just like last year, how I switched to the 11 Pro. My experience on the 11 Pro has been perfect. And like I said before, and I'll completely say it again, if you have an iPhone 11 Pro, I would highly recommend keeping it. I would not recommend necessarily going to an iPhone 12 Pro unless you have all the money in the world or anything like that. Now I'll go ahead and find the cheapest ones of both of these and link them down in the description so you can pick them up from there if you want to buy them. You can help support the channel at the same time. Now side by side, when you look at the bodies of both these, you can automatically see that the iPhone 11 Pro, as I said before, is a little bit smaller than the iPhone 12 Pro. Now, are you going to notice it day by day? I'm probably going to say no. Like, I think these two kind of feel around the same size, even though you have a bigger panel on the iPhone 12 Pro. In my opinion, they kind of feel the same. And what's really interesting is even though the panel is bigger, they were able to shave off a little bit of the side because you have a flat side on the iPhone 12 Pro, but you have that curved side, which kind of extended the bezel a little bit on the iPhone 11 Pro. Like I stated before, not a deal breaker, not a crazy thing, but it is something to consider at the end of the day. Now, on the iPhone 11 Pro, you had a 5.8-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. I was about to say a dynamic AMOLED display. I've been comparing so many Galaxy S20s, and this panel, in my opinion, has been pretty good since the beginning. So the first day I bought it, it was pretty much just a continuation of the 10s, which was a continuation of the 10, and I love those panels, and this one is still really good. Samsung, I'm pretty sure, made this panel too. It's 1125 by 2436 with 458 pixels per inch, and for sure, like I said before, very good panel. You know, it's a little bit smaller than the 6.1-inch panel on the iPhone 12 Pro, but it was still very good. Colors were accurate. Everything was fine. I never had any issues with it at all. Now, with the iPhone 12 Pro, on the other hand, like I stated, has that 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. It's 1170 by 2532, so a little bit higher resolution, making the pixels per inch a little bit higher as well. But still, I mean, in my opinion, if I'm looking at them side by side, I genuinely don't think one is way better than the other one. I think somebody mentioned that like the panel is, now etched in with the back display or something like that. I don't remember what they were talking about. I think the panel looks great. I don't really think if I'm using the 11 Pro or I'm using the 12 Pro, like I'm going to notice that big of a difference. I really don't think so, but that's totally up to you, to each their own. That's totally up to you. I'm not going to say anything, but definitely I'll probably say that the 12 Pro probably looks better, and I'll just say, for the basis of this video, that the 12 Pro has a better looking display. I don't have any way to corroborate. I don't have any way to even say that the 11 Pro has a better display or whatever. Like, it's just what it is. It's a newer phone. I'll just give it that. On the bottom, lightning ports on both. And on the sides, this is pretty interesting. You kind of have now these two are both the gold models. So I bought gold models of both. I don't like any other model, to be honest. Now this year, the gold model kind of looks silver, but I'll get into that in a second. And you can see the thickness. They kind of said that the 11 Pro was, a little bit thicker than the 12 Pro. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe it is. And I'm looking at the dimensions right now, and it doesn't really tell me anything too crazy. I can't even find the numbers, but I'm probably going to assume that they're around the same thickness. Now, with the 11 Pro, it felt a little bit thinner because of the curved side, even though it's probably a little bit thicker than the 12 Pro. Because it's flat here, it kind of gives the impression that it is a little bit thicker, but maybe it's not. You're just kind of feeling with your thumb, which one is thicker and which one's not. But I do like the stainless steel finish on both. Of course, with the 12 Pro, it's a little bit more reflective. On the 11 Pro, not so much, but it is what it is. And on the back, you can obviously see one of the bigger differences, triple camera setups on both, but you do have that LiDAR sensor on the 12 Pro. Now look at the difference in colors. This is the gold model, this is the gold model. You cannot tell me that this is a gold model of the phone, bro. This is silver. I don't know what Apple was thinking. This is the gold model. This looks like gold. This one looks like silver, and I really don't like that. I wish that wasn't the case, but again, like I stated before, it is what it is. There's really nothing we can really do about it. So in reality, when it comes down to the outside, I don't know if one necessarily wins over the other one. Some people may prefer the 11 Pro, some people may prefer the 12 Pro. I'll definitely say when it comes down to it, I do like the 12 Pro. I think it feels pretty good. I do kind of feel like the frosted back on the 11 Pro may feel a little bit better. I feel like the 12 Pro kind of went down a little bit too. I don't know why they did that. Like when I go put them down and I scratch them, I don't know, maybe the 11 Pro, I kind of like that a little bit more. It feels more frosted on this device, which is weird because it's the older one. but in reality, they both have IP68 dust and water resistance. You can go up to 6 meters of water for 30 minutes here. We can do 4 meters of water for 30 minutes here. So you may prefer one over the other one. They're both going to be able to basically last the same amount, do anything you want to on both. So in terms of the outside, that really pretty much covers it up for the most part. Now, software-wise, you have iOS on both. iOS 13 it started with on the iPhone 11 Pro, iOS 14 here. They both are on iOS 14 right now, and I don't know if one is way, gonna last way longer than the other one. Maybe the 12 Pro will last a year longer, but I'll probably say if you have an iPhone 11 Pro, it's not like it's going to be outdated tomorrow. Both these phones are going to be lasting for an insanely long amount of time, and if you get this one today, if you get this one today, it doesn't really matter. They're going to be lasting. They're going to get software updates, and like I said before, you will probably end up breaking these phones or updating your phone before it even gets done with software. That's how good Apple software is. So that really pretty much covers it up there too. This one's probably going to be quicker than the last one I did. Now internally, let's go ahead and do a speed comparison between them. Why not? The iPhone 11 Pro has that Apple A13 Bionic chip with 4 gigabytes of RAM on each model, where the iPhone 12 Pro had that Apple A14 Bionic chip, hex-core CPU, and 6 gigabytes of RAM on each model. So let's go and see which one is the faster one between both of these. Okay, now that we're back, let me go ahead and clear out all the apps in the background. So all the apps are cleared out. Let's go and get into the App Store. 3, 2, 1. And I'll probably definitely say the 12 Pro was faster. That they both were on couple of different panels, but I would say that probably the 12 Pro is faster. Scrolling out, you can see they both look a little stuttery over the camera. I don't know if that's just the camera itself. They both look kind of good over the camera itself, but kind of scrolling out, you can see they both look pretty smooth there. Hopping out, we might as well go ahead and load up these third-party apps that I have downloaded on both. First, let me drag these onto the other display really quickly. There we go. Let me load up Facebook. Okay, let's not. Let's do Paper IO 2, 3, 2, 1. Now these two are different versions, but I think it's totally okay. They're both on iOS 14 though, which is great. And I don't know why the 11 Pro opened up that one faster. That was very surprising. I was not expecting that. And I will go ahead and turn up the brightness on the iPhone 12 Pro right now. And as you can see, gameplay-wise, they both look kind of the same. But let me go ahead and turn the brightness here because it does look a little bit less bright. We can do Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And a little bit of a pop-up here. I could have sworn I opened up all the apps here. And as you can see, I will go ahead and redo this one. But you might have been able to see they both were going to be pretty close anyway, which is very interesting. So let me go and hop out of here again. Let's do Temple Run 2 once more. 3, 2, 1. And they both look kind of the same. I do want to note on my last comparison I did between the iPhone 12 and the 11, I saw that there was a ginormous difference. Almost I want to say every single app that I opened on the iPhone 12 was way faster than the iPhone 11. Actually, I don't want to say way faster. That's kind of an over-exaggeration, but it was noticeably faster, which was really surprising. But then again, how many people are going to be opening apps side by side to one another? I really don't know. Bofa, 3, 2, 1. Definitely faster on the iPhone 12 Pro, a little bit slower on the iPhone 11 Pro. Quizlet, 3, 2, 1. I think the iPhone 11 Pro is slightly faster there. You can do Netflix, 3, 2, 1. And a little bit of a pop-up here, but I still think they were about the same there. I don't think it was a ginormous difference. Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. And 12 Pro was definitely faster there. Getting some gameplay, I don't think there's going to be a big difference. The 12 Pro did stutter a little bit, but it could be because, it's a new game. It's probably just open it up. It's totally okay. Thank you, 3, 2, 1. And it might sound like I'm a little bit biased towards the 12 Pro, but I'm just trying to make it a level playing field. The 12 Pro was definitely 100,000% faster there. Totally joking. Over exaggeration. I'm totally joking. Gameplay, they're going to be about the same. It's a very basic game at the end of the day. We can do stack, 3, 2, 1. Probably going to have a pop-up, I already know. And the ad was faster to load up on the iPhone 12 Pro, so keep that in mind. Getting into some gameplay, let's see if one stutters over the other one. And I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're both going to be about the same. As you can see, they're both kind of performing the same, so that's really, really good. Hopping out, the animations seem about the same too. I don't think there's going to be... Let's go and do Fruit Ninja, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so it was pretty fast on the iPhone 12 Pro. I did just open it up on this device, so take this specific comparison with a grain of salt. As you may have saw, I opened it up so I can go ahead and add, put in my age and everything. So that one was kind of, a little bit different on both. I probably wouldn't even add that. So that really pretty much covers up a majority of the apps that I wanted to test. I can go ahead and load up a couple more apps in the background just to kind of add some more things in the RAM management side. But I think as a consensus, bro, if I can be completely honest, quite possibly the iPhone 12 Pro is faster because it's expected to be faster. It's supposed to be a faster phone. I'm giving it that. I don't think the iPhone 11 Pro though is way slower. I think the iPhone 11 Pro definitely held its own. There were some times that the iPhone 11 Pro was a little bit faster than the iPhone 12 Pro, and that was something that was very surprising. Honestly, was not expecting to see something like that. Now, when you have a phone like the iPhone 12 Pro, it costs a lot of money. It's not like a cheap phone right now. It's over $1,000. And when you have a device like an iPhone 11 Pro that's still able to hold its own, it's still able to do everything you wanted to do with it, and it's at a cheaper price tag, it may make you want to keep your iPhone 11 Pro, or even just want to keep a iPhone 11 Pro in general, rather than go switch over to an iPhone 12 Pro. Now, there's some other reasons to maybe keep your 11 Pro, but I think in terms of speed comparison, I think the 12 Pro is faster more times, but the 11 Pro was still a really good performing machine, and it was definitely faster sometimes than the 12 Pro as well. So in terms of performance, that pretty much covers it up. Now let's go and hit on the cameras. Now on the back, like I stated, you have triple camera setups on both, but you do have that LiDAR sensor on the iPhone 12 Pro. On the 11 Pro, all 12 megapixel sensors. You have a wide angle lens, telephoto lens, and an ultra wide sensor. The iPhone 12 Pro, exact same thing. 12 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 12 megapixel telephoto, but you have that LiDAR sensor too, which I don't even think a lot of people really care about, but you have that capability on that device. Now, looking at both softwares here, you can probably tell they look kind of the same, but a little bit different. You can see on this one, it kind of clears out a little bit more. Where on this one, it used to do that, but now it doesn't do that. I don't know if it's something I did or something you did or whatever, but you can see they're pretty much the same. They both can do 4K at 60. In my opinion, there's nothing really like the iPhone 12 Pro can do that the 11 Pro can't do. Besides that LiDAR sensor, they're almost identically the same. And even in terms of quality, they look almost identical. You can do pretty much the exact same things on both cameras. I really don't think there's a ginormous difference between them, if I'm being completely honest. Now with the iPhone 11 Pro, I've said this before and I'll say it again, this camera has been tremendous every time I've needed to do anything with it. I don't think it's been the best camera of last year or this year, but it's been a super consistent camera. Anytime I did anything to it, I did videos. I did a lot of videos on this thing this year, actually, surprisingly. And oh, there we go. We got this see-through thing. I pretty much saw that it was a consistent camera. With a phone like a Galaxy S10 from last year, or even a Galaxy S20 or whatever, like these phones have better cameras for sure, but sometimes they can be hit or miss, and I don't want to spend 50 minutes taking a video or photo, and I really focus on the front camera, and this thing pretty much share the same front cameras, 4K at 60, 12 megapixel sensors, like very good sensors on the front. The back camera of these are great. You're going to take great videos and photos and everything, and I think that a 12 Pro may be a little bit better. And I'll obviously have to do a full comparison at some point. This is not a full comparison. It's kind of like a quick one hitting on everything. And I'll probably tell you maybe the 12 Pro photos will look better. But again, how many people are comparing this phone to this phone every single day and looking at these photos to these photos in the same lighting, same conditions? Probably not all the time. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Like, definitely the 12 Pro may have the better camera, but is it worth upgrading to it just because of the better camera? Probably not. Like, this phone is a tremendous camera. The 11 Pro is probably like 99% of what the 12 Pro is and vice versa. So when it comes down to the cameras, I'll probably say the 12 Pro is better, but like, does it really matter? I don't know. It's totally up to you guys. If you need the best camera, get the 12 Pro from an iPhone, but I would probably still say the S20 has a better camera, but we'll figure that out when I compare those two phones. Now, ending it off with the battery life, this is probably one of the dumbest areas, that I hate Apple. Every time they do it, every single year, I talk about it because it's so dumb what they do. The iPhone 11 Pro has a 3046 milliamp hour battery, and I'll be honest, I had a tremendous battery life on it. I had a great experience with it, very little to complain about. The iPhone 12 Pro though, Apple decided, this battery life is too good on this phone. It doesn't need to be that good. So they made a 2815 milliamp hour battery in this device. They gave us less things in the box, which is okay. They kind of, changed some things here and there. They added MagSafe, which I guess takes up a little bit of room, but I would rather have taken a bigger size battery or the same size battery. It's just something mentally that, getting a smaller size battery in a phone, I never liked it. They did it with the 6S Plus, they did it with the 8 Plus, they did it with the 10S, they did it between the 6 to the 6S, the 7 to the 8, and they're gonna do it again and again and again. I hate it. It makes no sense why they do it. Again, it is more of a mental thing, but they increased the resolution of the display. They made it more powerful. They made a 5G phone from this. Like, they made a bigger display on here too. Like, this phone needs a bigger battery. Maybe MagSafe is important, but something like A bigger battery would have been really cool, and the fact that this one has a smaller battery than the 11 Pro is something I'm not really happy about. I'll go ahead and test it further and everything, but I'm probably going to find that the 11 Pro has better battery life. If not, it's probably not going to be far off from what the 12 Pro is. I'm expecting better battery life year after year. From the 10s Max to the 11 Pro Max, that was a pretty big battery jump leap, and I was super happy about it. And then they went down again this year. It makes absolutely no sense. And I raved about that battery. I raved about this battery life and the iPhone 11's battery life. And compared to those phones to these ones, you're paying more money for, and you're getting less for. It makes no sense. So in terms of battery, that pretty much covers it up. Now to sum up the video and to answer the question, should you pick up the 11 Pro? Should you pick up the 12 Pro? Should you keep your 11 Pro? Yada yada. You guys already know. Like I said before in the beginning of this video, if you have an iPhone 11 Pro, I would 100% recommend keeping it. It's a great phone, has a lot going for it, and if you have all the money in the world, like I stated before, getting the iPhone 12 Pro is not a bad choice. This is a really good phone. It's like the best phone out right now in terms of iPhone, but I still think the iPhone 11 Pro has a lot going for it. Has a great build quality, and in some ways, maybe a better build quality if you like the curved design, if you like the better frosted feeling back. You may prefer the 11 Pro in some ways. It has a great build quality, great screen, better battery life potentially from the iPhone 11 Pro. Software lifecycle is going to be better on the 11 12 Pro, but it's still going to be really, really good on the 11 Pro. Performance is great. It's sometimes even beat my 12 Pro. The camera is amazing on the 11 Pro still, and you can get it for cheaper than what the iPhone 12 Pro is right now. But the 12 Pro still has a lot of features too. I'm not going to say it's not, it's a worse of a phone here. It's not. This is the best iPhone you can buy right now in terms of these two successors. It's cost $1,000, but it's coming in a really good form factor. It has MagSafe. The flat sides are awesome. Has wireless charging just like this device has. You have that LiDAR sensor. You're getting that better IP certification, and you're getting a lot of things. You're getting more RAM from this device too. And this is the best iPhone. This and the 12 Pro Max. These are the best iPhones you can buy. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the 11 Pro is automatically a bad device. Now with the 11 Pro, if the 12 Pro was a 10 out of 10, a perfect iPhone, which it's not, I will argue that the 11 Pro is at least a 9.5 out of 10. It can really do everything that the 12 Pro can do. It just has better battery life, and it doesn't have that LiDAR sensor, and it may be a little bit slower, and it's in a smaller form factor. But with the 12 Pro, I think it's probably the best iPhone, like I said, but I'm going to find it very hard if I need to go to my 11 Pro, to my 12 Pro. And I think another big thing, base model storage models of both these, you're getting twice the amount of base model storage on the iPhone 12 Pro than on the iPhone 11 Pro. So that's another pretty big thing to note. But again, if you have the 256 or 512 gigabyte variant of this one, it's not really going to matter. So that really pretty much covers it up for the most part. If you guys have any other questions or you want to pick these things up, links are down in the description below. You can get them from there, like I said, help support the channel at the same time. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.